Hello everyone, this is Professor DePaulo welcoming you to Psych 265 fully online, and I'm going to run through basically how the course is set up and run and what you need to do every week to be successful, and hopefully this will answer a lot of the questions you have about navigating the online course. So first we're going to log into Blackboard. As you see here, this Blackboard is my Blackboard page. It looks a little different from your Blackboard page, but all your assignments are going to pop up as needed. So this is the kind of course that you have to do on a week-to-week basis. So every week you'll have assignments, you'll do them, I'll give you feedback, things will be graded, and then you'll you'll have papers, you'll have exams, and everything is well organized, and the key is to do it every week. If you do everything every week, you're fine. There is no jumping ahead, and there is no going back and completing everything you missed. You need to do the work on a week-to-week basis, and I can't stress that enough. So the first thing I want to show you is the syllabus, and that's found under course information. Here are our announcements, by the way. These announcements are for the midterm and the final. They'll be popping up when those two assessments are due, so you won't see them originally. Anything that's important that I want you to know about will be in the announcements. So make sure you're logging into Blackboard, every week, at least once a week, to do the work and check the announcements. So let's start with course information. So the first thing you see here is Achieve registration. So Achieve is the online homework system that I use for the course. And so every week you're going to have homework online through the Achieve system. You're going to have discussion board for 10 of those weeks of the semester. There's 10 discussion boards, and that you'll do in Blackboard. And then the exams and the paper submissions. So it's a very busy course. It's a manageable course, but you have to work at it, and you have to do it every week. And the exams will be online, of course. The assignments will be posted, and I'll give you instructions for all the assignments. So you're going to have all that information readily available. If you follow the instructions and you watch the videos I make, you should be fine. If you have questions, you can always email me, and I get back to you as soon as possible. Please do the work, and please watch the videos that I make for you, because that's key to getting a good grade. And the first thing you have to do is register for Achieve. So basically, go to the Achieve website here, achievemcmillan.com. I'm going to show you how to do this. Just pop that in here. You're going to click on I need to enroll in a course. It's going to ask you for course ID or access code. That's right here. So you're just going to copy and paste it right in here, hit enter, and you'll be in the course. Now, once you're in the course, you have a 2-week free trial, and after the free trial is over, you have to buy the Achieve Access. Now, if you buy the Achieve Access, you get the textbook online with the Achieve product, and that is the cheaper option. You'll get an online textbook, and then you'll get the Achieve homework program that you need to do. And that's the cheapest, by far the cheapest product. If you want a hard cover or hard copy of a book, I am placing at the bookstore loose leaf copies. I ordered loose leaf copies of the book at the bookstore, BMCC bookstore. And I also have it comes with, those loose leaf copies come with the Achieve access code. So if you want the loose leaf, you have to go to the store, a bookstore, buy the loose leaf that comes with the Achieve access code, take the access code and enter it into Achieve. Now, I can't show you how to do all that right now because I'm an instructor, first off, and the course is not open until the start of the semester. So if I hit enter, it's going to say the course is not open, so I have to wait till the course is open. But I won't be able to do it anyway because I'm the instructor, so I have access. You need to click on either temporary access or you're going to pay for the access from the beginning. Remember, 2-week free trial. After that, you have to pay for the access. Please use the same email address that you register for the free trial. Use that for the permanent access, so that you only show up in the gradebook once. So make sure you're using the same email address for everything. So that's pretty much it. I could show you what it looks like from the instructor point of view. Let's do that. So now I'm logging into my course. It's obviously going to look a little different from you because you're the student and I'm the instructor. So I have access to a lot more bells and whistles than you do. But I'll sort of show you what it looks like. But you need to take that code, paste it in, and then either do the free trial for 2 weeks or pay for the access. And my suggestion is to pay for the access and use the ebook. We're all used to reading things on our computers, laptops, tablets, even phones. So I read pretty much everything online. I don't get even hard copies from the publishers. So when they send me products, I have to read it online, because that's kind of how everybody does it now. But if you want a hard copy, there is a loose leaf available in the bookstore. Okay, so this is loading course. I'm just going to refresh it. There we go. This is the course. And you're going to see dates that things are due. So the first week, these are the assignments that are due. Orientation, and when you see a book like this, this means it's a reading. The reading is not scored, obviously, it's just a textbook. So you click on it, Chapter 1 Introduction. You get the whole textbook here. So this is what I mean by the e-text. Here's your e-text. If I click on Chapter 1, I just click on different parts of it, and I can read through the ebook. This is how I do my readings. Like I said, if you like the hard copy, go to the bookstore, get the hard copy. It's going to cost more, but it's available. Alright, so you read through all the different sections, and you're done reading Chapter 1. Okay? This tells you also when it's due. So this is the due date for Chapter 1, so you make sure you do all the work for Chapter 1 before February 4th here. Now, when you see points, these are activities, and these are how many points it's worth. So there's an activity here, orientation. This walks you through the achieved product. So I want you to do this so you understand. This is just a basic assessment, right? And these are the items here. So read the questions carefully and answer the questions. So that's pretty basic. It just tells you basically what's going on in Achieve and how to navigate it. Then there's other assignments here for Chapter 1 video, where you watch a video and you may have to answer a couple questions. And then you got this learning curve. So let's look at the video activity if I can. Student preview. So this is what you would see as a student. You'd watch this video here, and then they ask you questions. Right. So that's what you're going to be basically doing. Why do you have to do this? Well, it's an online course, and I need to make sure that you're doing the work. And I'm not there to kind of, hover over you and keep up with you. And I want to make sure that you're actively doing the work on a week-to-week basis. This homework platform is a way of doing that. It's a way of making you do the work. It's a way of making you process the material. It's going to help you. It's going to help you learn the material. That's why I'm doing it. And, I've gone back and forth between, written assignments and online homework assignments. And, to be honest with you, the online homework assignments are better than sort of written homework assignments that I come up with. They're just much more comprehensive. They're integrated with the material. There's much more technology than I can give you in my own written assignments. Even the discussion boards, which are not computer generated, they're helpful. They're written by me, but I don't think they're as helpful as the Achieve. So I'm a big believer in using these programs to learn information. I think it's probably the best way to learn something is to have these interactive technological tools to utilize. And although it costs money, I understand that. I'm sympathetic to that to a degree. I think it's better than anything you get from a free. There's no free homework program. There's no free e-text that's very, very good. There's some really mediocre e-texts out there. So sometimes you have to pay for things, and I consider this a good investment. So that's the Achieve sort of setup. You do all of these assignments for the week, and some of them are just readings. Here's a reading, here's a reading, here's a reading. You have this learning curve where it gives you like an interactive quiz. So it's going to give you a bunch of questions and you're going to get a score. And you have to get a certain score to finish the assignment. And this is just kind of making sure you know what you read through. So I find this helpful. And then at the end, you're going to have something worth a little more points, and that's the practice quiz. So that's basically going to assess or test you on everything you just learned. So every week, you're going to have the Achieve homework here. It's all going to be graded. It's all going to be online. You can see your grades in the program. And that's going to be a big chunk of your grade at the end of the semester. So that's one part of the course, the Achieve homeworks. And it's pretty basic to get into this, right? So let's go back and let's look at the syllabus that I introduced that. So syllabus is under Course Information tab. So this is fully online, asynchronous, Site 265. My name is Professor DePaulo. I've been teaching this course since we started this course, which was, I think, in 2018, 2017, that we introduced this course. And I've been teaching it almost every semester. Yeah, every semester, including the summer. So this is one of the my favorite courses to teach, and I've taught research methods for about 20 years because I was teaching it at Rutgers before I ended up at BMCC. So this is online. Been doing online for a long time. I try to make it well organized. We're using Blackboard. This is the last semester of Blackboard. So I don't know how everything's going to transition. It's all going over to something called Brightspace. Starting in the summer, there'll be no more Blackboard. And we're all trying to learn Brightspace. So it's supposed to be easy to do. I don't know yet. I haven't used it that much. We're all used to Blackboard, but the university has decided to move on to Brightspace. So we have no choice but to do that. So everything starting in the summer moving forward will be on Brightspace. So there's a theoretical component of the course and there's a lab component of the course. The lab component is mainly the writing. So besides the Achieve homework that I have you doing, you're going to be doing discussion boards, 10 of them this semester. You're going to be taking a midterm and a final online. And you're going to be doing an experiment. So basically what I do is I run some kind of survey, class survey. And you're going to write each part of the manuscript based on that class survey that we're going to do online. So there's going to be an online survey you're going to complete. I'm going to have all the data. I'm going to analyze the data. But you're going to write up the research related to that class survey like you're writing up an APA manuscript. So you're going to have an abstract, a title page, an abstract, a introduction, a method, results. I'll write the results for you because I'm not having you do any data analysis. Then you're going to have discussion. You're going to have references. So it's a whole APA manuscript that you're going to be writing. And you're going to write it in parts. So the first assignment is write the introduction. You're going to write a rough draft of the introduction. I'm going to grade it and give you feedback. And then you're going to rewrite it for the end of the semester. So we're going to do this in pieces. We're going to do introduction. We're going to do method. We're going to do discussion. And then you're going to write the title, abstract, and references. So there's 4 rough draft assignments this semester. I will grade them and give you feedback. You will then incorporate my feedback and revise your paper. And at the end of the semester, you're going to submit the revised paper all together, the whole paper, like you're submitting a manuscript. And your grade on the paper will be 50% for your rough draft grade and 50% for your revised paper grade, the final paper. Most people do fine with this. People that struggle with the paper, they don't do the rough drafts. So I have to encourage you, do the rough drafts. You cannot just skip the rough drafts and just write the paper at the end of the semester. It doesn't work that way. Because if you skip the rough drafts, you're going to get zeros. And then 0 is going to be half of the final paper grade. And there's a reason why I'm grading the rough drafts, is to make sure you do it. So the students that don't do the rough drafts are going to have a hard time passing the paper. So you have to do the rough drafts. And I want to see people revise the paper based on my suggestions. That's how research works. Even when I submit my own research, I write a paper, I submit it. Usually there's 2 or 3 reviewers that review my paper and give me suggestions and tell me, you need to fix this, you need to change that. And sometimes you get a whole list of things you have to fix. And then you have to fix it and then resubmit it. And make sure the reviewers are okay with everything you've done. And that process can happen multiple times. Sometimes you submit it the second time, you make the changes, you resubmit, and they're still not happy. And they say, okay, you made these changes, but you still haven't addressed these questions. And then you got to go back and revise again. That's how research is. It's all revision, submission, revision. That's the process. So that's what you're doing in this class. You're doing basically what would happen in a real manuscript submission, but you're submitting it to me. And I'm giving you feedback, and then you're expected to make the changes I suggest. Just like when I submit my papers to a journal, the reviewers tell me what to change. That's the whole process. It's called peer review. You don't submit a paper and it's accepted without any revisions. That doesn't even happen ever. You could be the most famous author in psychology, you're still going to have to make revisions. So the whole process of revising and resubmitting is very important to learn. And it's not to be critical. My comments are to help you. I am here to try to help you do well and learn the material. I do not look to punish anybody. I am not looking to fail anyone. If I can give all A's, I would give all A's. But you have to do the work. And you have to, submit a quality product. If you're willing to work and submit a quality product, and if you have questions, you need to contact me. That's the way to get a good grade in the course. If you don't do anything and you wait to the end of the semester and say, Professor, I need to submit all my rough drafts, and I need to do all the first 10 chapters of the text. And I'm going to be like, what were you doing all semester? So this is a course where you have to be proactive, but you also have to be disciplined. I am not going to be around to be basically asking you, when are you going to submit this? I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to harass anybody about doing the work. If you do the work, I grade it, you move on, you complete the whole course, and you probably do well. But if you don't submit the work, I'm not going to follow up on you. I'm not going to say, hey, you didn't submit all this, I'm still waiting for it. Oh, just a reminder, you need to submit X, Y, and Z. No, I'm not going to do this. This is asynchronous. which means that it's your responsibility to do the work. And that means do the work each week. That does not mean I'm busy, so I'm going to wait till finals week and do everything. If you do that, you're going to fail. That also doesn't mean doing everything ahead of time. I want things done when I ask for them to be done. That's why I only post 1 week at a time. You can't get access to the entire course at the beginning because I don't want you doing the entire course. In week 1, I want you doing chapter 1. Because that's the best way to learn the material, not to try to do everything you can at once. Which is how, like, our society is like this, right? You know, you watch TV or you're on Netflix or some other streaming, and, you know, some kind of show has 25 episodes. You're going to watch all 25 episodes over the weekend. You know, you're going to binge watch it. I don't understand that. I don't like doing that, personally, but a lot of people do. They're going to watch it for like 12 hours straight. That's not how this course works. You may be super motivated to get a lot done in 1 week, but that's not how the course works. The course works on a week-to-week basis. So you're going to have to make time each week. If you can't make time to do the work each week, then it's probably not a good course for you. There is no binging. There is no, completing everything at once. It has to be done on a weekly basis. And I know it's annoying that I'm saying this, but I have to say it. Because every semester it's like, Professor, I'm so busy. Professor, I didn't have time. Professor, I was this, that, right? Can I make it up? Can I do all these chapters? And I'm like, no. Because it's the end of the semester and I have to get grades in. And you're asking me to do everything. If you don't do the work and achieve, it turns to a 0. If you don't do the work in Blackboard, eventually it turns to a 0. If you don't submit the papers, you get 0. I will not take all the material at once, all the homework at once. Now, if you have a crisis, contact me and let's talk about it. Like if something happens that's a crisis in your life and you need to, okay, I have this crisis, I have to deal with it, I'm not going to be able to do the homework this week. We talk about it, I'm fine with it. Like, crisis is, like, I'm reasonable. I understand people have all kinds of, crap happen to them. Very busy lives, just difficulty. As long as it's not every week, I'm fine with this. It's what happens is when people disappear and don't do the work and then they come back at, like, 2 weeks to go in the semester and they want everything done. I'm not fine with that. So if there's a problem in your life and you need an extension, let me know. And we'll talk about it either on Zoom or through email. Okay. I hate to kind of lecture but I have to say these things because I see them every semester. And it makes my life very difficult. Okay, required reading. Discovering the Scientists Within, 3rd edition, and the Achieve. Like I said, you can get the ebook with the Achieve. If you go online to Achieve, and then you enter the information I have here, you can buy the ebook, and you get the Achieve product. If you want the loose leaf, it's going to cost more. I don't know how much the bookstore is charging, but the bookstore is expensive. They'll have the loose leaf with the Achieve copy, with the code that you'll enter. So you would just enter a code for Achieve and get it if you buy it with the loose leaf. But if you don't need a hard copy, then just buy the ebook with the Achieve, and it's cheaper. And most of your readings probably be done online anyway. You have a 2-week free trial. If you need, to wait for financial aid, you have your 2 weeks to get your financial aid. I don't have any free ebooks or free versions of Achieve or free codes The publisher does not give me anything for free. They barely send me the book. Most of the time they send me the book online. I don't get anything for free. So some of you may ask me for a free access code to it. I don't have that. The publishers don't want to give those out, obviously. But if there's a serious problem, let me know. Course theme: extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Carl Sagan. It's very important that you have data to back up all your conclusions. Excuse me. Google is not a synonym for research. So if you're looking for research, you just don't want to do a simple Google search. You're going to get a lot of Joe's awesome psychology page. And although Joe may be a good guy and may be very smart, I don't know if Joe's awesome psychology page is peer-reviewed. So the kind of research you want, peer-reviewed research, is found through either Google Scholar. So if you Google Scholar it, you're going to get real articles. You're not going to get Joe's awesome psychology page. Or if you go through the library and you do psych info or psych articles, you'll get quality peer-reviewed research. So I want peer-reviewed research. That means published research. No websites, no word for word, no personal communications to you. Everything should be, peer-reviewed research. Published research articles. That's what you're going to use throughout the course. Now, for the course, you're going to be going through the weekly guide. You'll see the weekly guide tab right here on the left. And every week, you're going to have a folder. As you can see, all of these are not available yet. They only become available when the week starts. So week 1, you can only do week 1 because you're not going to see week 2 here. I see it on my end because I have the instructor version of Blackboard. You will not see it on your end. You're going to see this. Nothing. Now, when week 1 starts, you're going to see week 1 folder and that's it. And that's partly to make sure you're not going ahead. You're going to click on week 1. You see this to-do list. This tells you the week, the dates, the chapter in the book you're going to read, the actual pages here in the book. Achieve, welcome unit, and orientation, and also chapter 1. Those are the assignments in Achieve. No discussion board here. You don't see any discussion board yet, and you don't see the manuscript yet. Eventually you'll start seeing discussion board and then parts of the manuscript like introduction be put here. And these are the due dates, 2/4. Here's the link to the video that you're watching, so you probably don't need that, but it's going to be there. The link to the video you're watching now. Here's a link to a lecture that I recorded on YouTube. So this is lecture for chapter 1. Here are the slides for chapter 1 lecture. Now, I made all the lectures videos, and it takes a long time to do that. And I made them a couple years ago, but they're the same. Nothing has changed in a few years. So I want you to really watch the lecture, because it's going to help you. And it takes a long time for me to make these lectures. I don't make them for the hell of it, right? I make them to help you. So I want you to listen to the lecture, and if you need to go through the slides, you have the slides here. You're going to do Achieve, the welcome unit, the orientation. You're going to do Achieve chapter 1. You click on these links, it brings you right to Achieve. You're going to then watch the videos I have underneath here. These are videos I think are interesting and related and helpful for this chapter. So I try to post videos every week. And that gives you something that you would get in the class. I mean, obviously I'm not there. I'm online. But everything else, like if I were to lecture, purely lecture, you would get something similar to this video lecture I made. Without the questions and answers, obviously. If you have questions, you can always email me. Or you can, come on Zoom for office hours and ask questions. I mean, I'm available. I tend to respond to emails as soon as possible. So if you do this whole to-do list for chapter 1, you're done. You're going to have a to-do list for every chapter every week in the course. If you complete all of that, you're fine. But make sure you're doing all of this. And all of that's going to be listed below here. You should be doing all of this. And you're done with that, you're done with week 1. Then you're going to wait for week 2. Now so this is weekly guide. So the weekly guide is everything you have to do each week. So that's a very important menu item. Another important menu item here is assignments. Assignments are going to be the written assignments. So you're going to have instructions for the introduction, the method, the discussion, and the title, abstract, and references. These are instructions. You're also going to have video lectures showing you how to do each of these. So I will make a video for each, showing you how to write each of these sections. And the reason I make the video is some people learn better through videos than they do just through documents. And the videos, I can tell you exactly what I want. So it's very, very important to watch the videos that I post for each of these sections of the paper. And these dates will be changed. I have to update the dates from last semester. But I'm going to post videos, and then I'm also going to post the links where you submit the assignment. So you're going to be writing an assignment based on the instructions, based on what I've told you to do. You'll be writing each of the sections of the paper. You'll be saving them as PDF files, and you'll be uploading them to Blackboard. And I will put the upload links here under assignments. So when the introduction is due, I'm going to post a link for the introduction, submit the introduction as a PDF file, and then I can scan it for Turnitin. I put everything through Turnitin, and then I'll give you feedback. And you're going to have that for 4 written assignments. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll have a final paper that'll be submitted here as well. And then we have discussion board, which you'll be told every week in the weekly guide what to do. And here are the discussion boards, and there's 10 of them. So throughout the semester, you'll have discussion boards due. And you'll post them. You'll create a post. So basically, you'll click on the discussion board, and then you'll put here, create thread. Put the subject matter in. You can put discussion board 1 or whatever it is. Here's the prompt. And then you'll put your answers in here. I do not want attachments. I just want you to put the text in here. And then submit on the bottom. So you'll have the writing prompt. So this is asking about paraphrasing. Paraphrase these 3 passages. And you'll put your answers here. And you'll submit them and you'll be done. So very easy to get that done. Now, how that's going to be in the new platform, so we're going to be done with Blackboard this semester. You're going to be using Brightspace. I really don't know how that's going to go. I hear good things about Brightspace, but there's going to be a learning curve, I assume, with it. Is it going to be like Blackboard? I don't know. But this semester we're using Blackboard, so I'm showing you how to do it through Blackboard. Now, also, if you haven't taken an online course before, you should be doing the online learning orientation, and you should be doing e-learning orientation. So if you've never done online before, do these online orientations here to get you familiar. And there's here one for 2024, so do that one. Do the orientation for 2024, and it's like a video and stuff. I've done the old ones here. You just click on it. It takes you here, and you can enroll. I'm not requiring this, Some instructors require the certificate for the online orientation. I'm not, because a lot of you have taken online, you know what you're doing, you know how to submit your stuff online. But if you haven't done online before, this is a good thing to do to get you familiar with how to do online courses. Okay? So once again, course information announcements are the important announcements, so you should always check this. This shows up once you enter your Blackboard website. So any important information here, I will post in announcements. Course information, this is for Achieve. I said Launchpad because Launchpad was the version before Achieve. Now it's called Achieve. So you're going to need Achieve. You're going to go here and you're going to go to achieve.macmillanlearning.com and then enroll and then put the course ID number, and you can do either a 2-week free trial or you can pay for the access. And you eventually have to pay for the access. If you pay for the access online, you get the ebook along with the Achieve. And that's probably the cheapest option. If you want a hard copy of the book, you want something to hold in your hands, you can go to the bookstore and buy the loose leaf copy of the text with the Achieve access card. And then you'll just enter the Achieve code on that access card into the Achieve website. So you're not going to pay for it online. You'll have the access card to put the code in. But that's a little bit more than just buying the access online with the ebook. You have the syllabus here, which we're still going through. And I kind of went ahead because there's a lot to explain here. It's easier to show you. But the syllabus is here. You have the assignments tab. For your written assignments, all parts of the manuscript go here. I will put links up for you to upload your papers here. So everything uploaded in terms of the manuscript will be here under the assignments tab. You have your discussion board for when they're due. There's 10 of them total. You have grade column that tells you your grades on everything. You have your orientation 2024. You have faculty information. This is me. This is my email. This is my phone number. This is my office. I'm going to be virtual for most part this semester. So I probably will not be in my office much. So the best way to get me is through email, and if we need to do Zoom, we'll do Zoom. And my office hours are on Friday afternoon on Zoom. If you can't make that, you need to email me, and I can try to make alternative arrangements with you if you need to talk to me on Zoom. So let's go. So I explained all this. Let me go back to the syllabus and see if there's anything else I want to talk about. The other thing here is I will not take any late work past May 12th. So that means nothing. Nothing late after May 12th. That's the cutoff date. Mainly because I need to get stuff corrected, because that's the end of the semester. I need to get grades in. There is a very short turnaround between finals and grades being due. And grades are due on time in the spring because of graduation. If I don't get my grades in on time, I will have people coming after me. They'll be calling me constantly because they need to verify that students are going to graduate. So they're very strict with grades, getting grades in, and I need time to do the grades. So I will not take anything after May 12th. This is not negotiable. I also do not give incompletes. And the reason I don't give incompletes is the students abuse them. You know, students are, I can't do this, give me an incomplete. I had something happen, give me an incomplete. And then they have like 3 or 4 months to do the assignments and they don't do them. And then they try to hand me all the work the day the incompletes due. And it just doesn't work that way. So I got tired of doing this. If you're having serious problems with the course, you should talk to me. I will advise whether you should withdraw or not. If you don't have the time, you withdraw. You take it when you have the time. I also offer this course online in the summer. So if things are bad in the spring and they're good in the summer, you can do the summer. Just withdraw and take it again. Or take somebody else's class. I mean, you have lots of options. There's nothing wrong with withdrawal. It doesn't hurt your GPA at all. So we should talk about it though if there's a problem. For Achieve, I am not the IT department. So you could say I can't bring up this thing in Achieve, this module is not working. I mean, that's good to know, but we all use different computers, we all use different browsers. And the first thing I say to students is use a different browser. That usually works if you use a different browser. If that doesn't work, then you're going to have to contact the Achieve support. And if you look under the course information tab here, technical issues right here. For any technical issues, contact support. Go on support and tell them what's going on, because they wrote the product. They have the code for the program. I don't. So my technical support skills for this are minimal. But if you contact the publisher, they'll be able to help you much better. The research paper I told you, there's going to be 4 rough drafts. Those 4 rough drafts are worth 50% of the grade, and there'll be a revised final paper that's also worth 50% for a total of 100%. What that means is you need to try on the rough drafts. I'm not looking for perfection, but I'm looking for effort. Making a serious effort for the rough drafts because they're half your grade. Don't just scribble something on there and say, oh, I don't have time to do this. I'm just going to do it at the end of the semester for the rewrite. Because that's going to hurt you. This is not optional. The rough drafts are mandatory. Part of learning about research is learning that you have to revise and resubmit. And that's this process, revise and resubmit. You learn through your mistakes. Class participation, I expect you to be doing the work on time every week. If you can't do it for whatever reason, you need to contact me. Like, let's say you're sick for a week and you can't do the work. You need to contact me and say, I'm sick. Can I get an extension on this week? And most of the time when people do this, I'm fine with it. I mean, if it happens every week, it's a problem. But if it's once in a while, it's not a big deal. What I want to avoid are the students that don't do anything to the end of the semester. So if this is your way of working through online courses, you're going to have to change. Because the work is due every week. You cannot just do everything at the end. There's Advocacy and Resource Center on campus. If you're having problems with housing or finances or health insurance, you should see them. They're very helpful for students that are having serious problems in their life. They have a food pantry. They will help. They're not going to provide housing for you, but they will help you find affordable housing. I've had prior students that were homeless, and I've sent them there to try to work with these people, and they've been helpful. So please contact Advocacy and Resource Center if you need any help. If you need psychological counseling, we have a counseling center. It's also free. It will help you with stressing. And we're all stressed, and we all have anxiety and stuff. And when I was a college student, I had lots of anxiety. And I visited my counseling center, and it was helpful. So I encourage everybody to use it. If you need it, use it. It's there for you. It's on the 3rd floor. But they also do Zoom. They also do remote therapy like everybody else does these days. So they could do Zoom with you if you don't want to be on campus or you can't be on campus. Or they can do it in person. The counselors are available, so use them. If you need them, use them. They're here. Compliance and diversity. If you feel like you've been harassed or discriminated against, make sure you see those people. Tell them what's going on. Office of Accessibility. If you have a need for extended time or any other arrangements, academic arrangements, you will contact them and they will ask for documentation. I cannot give you any accommodations unless I get a letter from the Office of Accessibility. So you can't tell me, I get double time on the exams, because without a letter from accessibility, I can't do anything for you. So you need to contact the Office of Accessibility and get the appropriate documentation to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, we are here to accommodate as many students as possible. I mean, it is your legal right to have accommodations. If you have a documented condition that requires, an alternative format or more time or whatnot, we are there to accommodate. Please contact the Office of Accessibility and please get them to write a letter to me. They need to send me something so I know what's going on. And if you've had it in the past, you need to renew it every semester. You can't just assume that you had it last semester, therefore it carries over. It doesn't. It's got to be renewed, whatever accommodations you have, and I need to get a letter from them. And plagiarism. Plagiarism is not acceptable. If I see that you are copying either from another classmate or from the internet, it's considered plagiarism, and it's an automatic F. And most likely an F for the semester. And I'll know that you're copying because I have turned it in. Turn it in tells me where you got the information, how much information are you copying. It tells me everything. So if you're copying chunks of information from either another student or from the internet, or from AI, it can identify AI now too. And AI writes crappy papers. Right away, I can even identify AI. So AI is not a shortcut. AI is for assistance. It is not a paper generating service for students. So avoid AI because it's ridiculously easy to find it. Because you can tell the text is written by a computer. Avoid copying, avoid pasting. I know it seems like common sense, write your own papers, but every semester there are students that don't do this. They will copy and paste entire sections from websites and think that I'm not going to find this. And when I find it, they fail. So it's not worth failing over something stupid like this. Do your own work, you'll be fine. You want to paraphrase and cite. So paraphrase is put the information in your own words. Citation is APA citation, parentheses, author, comma, year, end parentheses. Open parentheses, author, comma, year, close parentheses. Paraphrase, put in your own words. No direct quotes. I do not want direct quotes ever. Paraphrase the material, cite the material, you'll be fine. Put it in your reference section. If you're having more problems about it, you can see me. Talk to me about it. No direct quotes. This is not English. There are no direct quotes in psychology. Here's the grades. The midterm is 20%. The final is 20%. Achieve homeworks are 20%, so it's a big portion of your grade. Discussion boards 10%, and the research paper 30%. That includes half of it being the rough drafts and half of it being the final revised paper. So these are huge chunks, so the research paper is very important here. There are no incompletes. If you have a problem with the course, let me know. We'll talk about it. These are the weeks and the topics we're covering. And I tell you when something's assigned, like the introduction, and then I tell you when something is due. You'll also see this in the weekly guide. You have a midterm and you're going to have a final. They're both multiple choice. So you get a break with the midterm and the final because online I give multiple choice. In person you'd have multiple choice and essays or short answers. It would be a bit more difficult. And that's the tentative schedule. I may change this, but I usually stick with it in my online courses. It's your responsibility to be registered through the registrar's office and be cleared through the bursar's office. So if you have financial aid, stay on top of it. Make sure you get it. Make sure BFCC is getting paid, because that's what they want. They want to get paid. And if they don't get paid, they're not happy. And what they will do is they will drop your entire schedule. If they don't get payment sometime during the semester, all of a sudden your schedule is gone and you get no grades. You will not get any grades for any of your courses. So don't do this. Make sure they get paid. And if you have financial aid, make sure the financial aid is paying them. That's your responsibility. Sometimes you have to be proactive with these things. And if financial aid is delayed for some reason, make sure you let BMCC know. I will not get the financial aid till this date. Because it's it's education, but it's a business. Right? It's all a business. It's all about how much money they take in, how much money they're spending. So don't be a victim to this. Make sure you're officially registered. Make sure you pay your bill in whatever way you have to pay your bill. And like I said, if you have a serious problem, you can always reach out to me. I will do my best to help you. But I can't really help you with the bursar's office. That's kind of on you and the economics that you're dealing with. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully you'll enjoy the course. Hopefully you find it interesting and not very stressful. If you do the work on time each week and you ask questions when you have questions, you should be fine. The majority of students in my online courses are fine. But there are a handful of students that generally don't do these things. They don't do the work, they don't ask questions, they don't reach out to me, and those are the students that are struggling. Then the end of the semester comes and their grade is really bad, and they're struggling to try to pass the course. So don't be one of those students. Make sure you're proactive, make sure you're doing everything each week, and if you have questions or a problem, you reach out to me. And you should be fine. So hopefully that introduction helps. Like I said, if you have questions, let me know. And I'll be seeing you online throughout the semester. Good luck, and hopefully you enjoy the course.